Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about accidents happen. So, some of the things that happen in life are definitely not what we expected or hoped for. And my hair's gone crazy. Anyway, so I wanted to clear some energy around accidents because these things do happen and we can get very upset about them happening. But it's also worthy of us clearing energy so we deal better with what happens. So, everybody has things happen. So I wanted to support you in that. And sometimes we've had accidents in the past that have catastrophic and, people could die, people could be injured. So it's like we wanted to help release some trauma from the body, mind, and energy from these experiences. Okay, so let's go to the crown chakra. This is like our connection to God, because often we think that things that happen can be punishment. I don't see it that way at all. I see it as an opportunity for us to learn and grow, and often it's like the fast track path. All right, I am enough regardless of what I own. I am fun and spiritual. I'm safe. Stuff stuck in our mind. Our life plan. I accept all chapters as they unfold with flexibility and confidence. Some generational baggage here from mum's mum. And the women. Like 100 generations, so very deep patterns. All right, so now I accept my chapters as they unfold with flexibility and confidence. Even when facing my biggest fears, I'm able to keep moving forward. Each error I make in my learning is a stepping stone to greater heights. My ability to be open to intuition enables those around me to trust their own intuition. I'm going to go into the lunar chakra. All right, so the lunar chakra is above the crown chakra. So there are things that can strengthen it and there are things that can weaken it. So one of the things that strengthens is silence. Do you get any time of silence? Do you get time of peace? So probably it's a bit hard to get times of complete silence or solitude or, just like meditation and peace time. Also, what comes up is reading good books. So it's like reading things that uplift you and inspire you to do better. And the oil spikenard. So spikenard is the oil of gratitude. So it's like being grateful for the good and the bad that happens. So the name eludes me right now, but doTERRA heard a doctor who had a terrible accident and ended up in a wheelchair, and it was hard to use his hands exactly, but he kept studying medicine and still works there. And he came, as I said, to speak, and he wrote a book. And, he was driving along and a terrible accident happened, and then, he couldn't move his hands originally, and it was, quite a long process to get to the point that he can live his life in a reasonable manner. So it's like these things that happen are really soul destroying in a way, but they give us the opportunity to reevaluate where we're at and where we're going. Is it the place that we want to be going? And also to see whether we still have the capacity and the desire and the inspiration to keep moving forward. So this particular man, he was somebody's saying good morning. It's not showing up on here. Anyway, he had to fight to be able to practice medicine. He had to fight for his rights. He had to really go through a long process to be able to practice medicine as he desired to do. Anyway, let's see on here. There's all right. Good morning, Jackie. For some reason, the comments aren't showing on my computer. Now they are. Good. All right. Very little solitude. Sometimes headphones with workshop music or a book. I do prefer a paperback. Yeah, easier to hold. All right. So now we're talking about spikenard oil. So by opening the soul to acceptance and gratitude, spikenard assists individuals in seeing the deeper meaning in their lives. It supports them in feeling joy and happiness for other people as well as for themselves. It invites individuals to expand by fully letting go of resistance, anger, and blame. Gratitude is an expression of complete acceptance and abundance. A grateful person is content with what they have. Spikenard teaches individuals to be grateful for their challenges as well as their blessings. It also assists individuals in transcending their sorrows and through being grateful for the present life circumstances. Through complete surrender and acceptance, the soul may be brought into peace and harmony. All right, so this might be a useful oil if you're expecting bad luck. And sometimes we can be a little bit conditioned like that when so many difficult things happen. We almost find it hard to be happy or to allow ourselves to be happy. All right, so age 6, age 15, 52, Okay. All right, so now we're asking to release trauma from past accidents. Age 16, 20, 26, 43, 44, 50. Okay. I forgive myself that I had an accident, which is no. My parents used to say that that's their bad luck. Right. Oh, that's not very uplifting, is it? We I also read that book, Penguin Bloom. Think of it, the lady's first name. Anyway, she had an accident. They went on a family holiday in Thailand and she was leaning on a rail looking at the scenery and the rail gave way and she fell I don't know how many meters and broke her back. And she went through a lot of pain and discomfort and so much problem. But she slowly reclaimed her life and they had a magpie that sort of came to live with them and the magpie helped her and she helped the magpie and the book was about that and how eventually he did take off, but he would come back to visit. So it's like this is another person who had a terrible accident and although still in pain and suffers, she has chosen to do good with her life and made a big difference to a lot of people. All right, so we're going to go into the 10th chakra. All right, so the 10th chakra is about, the good, the bad, and the ugly, all the things that happen and sort of making the most out of it and being able to deal with it anyway. So an oil comes up here, which is the oil console. It encourages individuals to seek divine intervention so that they may experience the ever-present mantle of warmth, love, and consolation. Console helps ease burdens, assists in experiencing a serene heart and mind, and guides individuals toward emotional rest. So you might want to use that oil to feel whole. Good morning, Susanna. Okay, Jackie says, I've saw big toe. I've damaged the nerve. It runs up my foot. I thought it would heal after the nail grew back. Nothing as bad as others. Had a few minor things over the years. Okay. So which foot is it? So this is on in Ina Siegel's book, The Secret Language of Your Body. Hey, Jackie, which foot? Okay, so this is under toes. Judgment, rejection, feelings of not belonging, unclear direction, feeling unsure of yourself, wanting to curl up and hide, holding too much stress and tension. All right, so this is the left foot. Big toe. The big toe holds feelings of overwhelm and confusion about choices which have been made, as if there is a blurry line between what you think is right and wrong. Feeling too much responsibility, holding onto tension, stress, and worry, not knowing who to turn to and how to express yourself. I left, yeah. All right, so okay, so yeah. All right. All right, so some other feelings stuck in the big toe. What else comes up? Unhappy with this time of life. So there's good and bad to getting older, isn't there? Sometimes our body isn't as fresh and easy, and it's a little bit stiffer and older, not as willing. But there also is like less care about what other people think. I think is a good thing as we get older. All right. So, what parts of your life are you unhappy about at the moment? All right, I'm going to jump back into the chakras while we're waiting to hear. All right, so the 11th chakra is the Akashic record. So it's like the book of life that's stored within your energy field. And this is about overcoming the egoic mind and letting go of earthly attachments, sort of rising above this life. And what comes up is serious accidents. All right, my mind is not affected by the bad intentions of others. I see through the delusions my ego entices me with. More often than not, chakra archetype will have experienced great trauma and suffering in their life. From this great adversity burns the deep desire to ease the suffering of others. The separation instituted by the body we dwell in is dissolved into a feel of oneness and genuine unity. There is a determination to make a difference in this world at a community and global level. And often, all right, so Jackie said, responsibility is no creativity time. Yeah, so that's the difficulty now, isn't it, about this time of life? So it's like having to create small windows of creativity. Jackie said, I was probably considered an accident. Oh. Yes, but you have made a difference in this world, and you had your own children, and you are still taking care of your adopted father. So you have done good. All right, so some minerals come up to help with your toe. Some selenium. All right, so selenium you can get from Brazil nuts, but if they've grown here, I don't know that they would have much selenium because we don't have any in our soil. So, honest to goodness, often have nice ones, or you can have a supplement of selenium. Some sesame seeds as well. You can eat some of those, or you can have tahini. Okay, so a little bit of self-destruct in the toe. You the sister. Forgiving yourself that we let people get to us. So that's generational from your birth mum's mum and the women down that side. Like 63 generations of women. All right, so we just want to release trauma about you considered feeling like you were considered an accident. The word that comes up is progressing. I'm still progressing. Now, being, uh, you know, arriving unexpectedly, um, well, of course, gave your adopted parents the opportunity to adopt someone, but it also wasn't the easy path to your spiritual journey. So it's like you've had to have many difficulties and you still have overcome them, which really does make you a progressive individual. So sometimes we're measuring and comparing ourselves to other people, but we haven't had the same experiences as other people, and we may have not had the same. Jackie said, "Ease suffering of others is now considered people pleasing." Well, I guess there has to be some boundaries, doesn't there? It's like not people pleasing to the point that you're not looking after yourself or not recognizing what you need, but when your needs are taken care of and you feel okay, if there's time and energy left, then you can help others. Sesame seeds and selenium. to help heal your toe. All right, birth grandma had 4 sisters. Okay. I belong. So not feeling that you belong sometimes. She said, I'm still progressing. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, your body never stops trying to repair. It doesn't. Even till the moment you stop breathing, it still keeps trying to repair and regenerate and to do, the best it can do all your life. And I guess we all belong to Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother, don't we? We're all children. And I guess siblings in a way that we are one big family. And sometimes we forget that. And I know I do. I want to become very separate, don't come near me. So we really are on this same road together, this journey of life. All right, so the outer layer of the aura. So it's kind of like cords. All right, so sometimes it's like we're sucking energy into our field. So current females. There's that Indie Aria song, I Am Light. I think that's a beautiful thing to remember, because often we feel like we are the experiences that happen to us, we're what people have said to us, we're what, how our body looks, but we are not. We're beings of light that have come here to have a physical body, because that's the fastest way to learn. Yeah, they're all strong. I'm light, I'm love, I'm healing. All right, family relationships. Many times we make the comment that we married our father. This would imply that we're still learning to develop strength from this type of situation. Often we see this as a failure on our part in choosing the wrong person, but it can turn out to be exactly the right person and situation necessary for us to grow the spiritual muscle for future life challenges. When we work through these difficult situations, it can lead to strengthening relationships and deeper foundations of love and trust. Yeah, so Jackie says unity is encouraged in communities for that reason. She said, yes, I need to declutter. Did you say hordes? I don't know if I said hordes, but anyway, I think to remember that we are here, that we have light, we are light, we are shining our light, even if we don't realize it. And sometimes not, we don't realize people are watching us or aware of what we're doing, but we do make a difference. All right, I live in the present at all times. So sometimes we're stuck in the past or we're worrying about the future. My family share with me love, honor, respect, value, space, gratitude, understanding, tolerance, forgiveness, and acceptance to me, and I accept this gift. So sometimes when we're doing energy clearing, we do like an exchange of energy with someone. So we could do this with your brother, Jackie, for example. Say, I give love and support and encouragement and tolerance and encouragement to my brother. Yes. He's able to receive that. Yes. He gives all that to me, love, encouragement, forgiveness, understanding. Yes. And I'm able to accept that, which is no. So you're having trouble accepting the manner in which he's trying to give to you, which is a generational pattern from your birth dad and the men on that side. And that one goes back a long way, like 93 generations. All right, so my brother gives me love, support, encouragement, honor, forgiveness, respect, and I'm able to receive it. Good. Okay, success in our mind. All right, so something about prosperity. All right, prosperity sits well with me. I no longer overcommit myself. All right, the earth has plenty and some to spare. And I really believe that we're sort of being led to think there's lack, that there's not enough, and we're running out, and we have to be grabbing and stingy. But that's not how it goes. If you in Wild Orange, they talk about how many trees could grow from one orange, because how many seeds are in that one orange. So it's like there is plenty. God wants to bless us, and the earth is here to provide the opportunity for us to have experiences. But I think the earth sometimes gets sad because of the way that we treat each other, and not so much you might like people, but it's like sometimes yeah. Anyway, we have to allow ourselves to feel prosperous. We have to allow ourselves to be blessed, to feel like we are here for a reason. We are not an accident. We're exactly where we're divinely supposed to be. All right. All right, 4 months in utero. With this, the earth has plenty and some to spare. So, of course, single women that fall pregnant, often they're told that, their family's not going to support them in keeping the child, and, it's hard for them to be able to earn money and to take care of a baby when they're not prepared and they don't have the finances to do it. So that feeling of lack would definitely have been part of your birth mum's feeling, and you would have been cooked in that feeling. All right, I let go of past mistakes surrounding money. And, it doesn't matter how many mistakes we make. There's plenty of people, especially very rich people, that have lost it all and started again, and, they don't let that stop them. All right, money comes to me in planned and unplanned ways that are good. All right, I attract all the help, encouragement, and support I need to grow my business. All right, we're going to go back into the chakras. So we're going into the 12th chakra now, which is the universal chakra. So this phase is self-mastery and awareness of our true creative power. And what's coming up is the questioning of one's own reality. And I guess when people have near-death experiences, they have this like life rehearsal, and it's almost like there's three cameras. There's where how you see it, how the other person saw it, and sort of like a third person's view. So often the difficult experience did make us grow. Sometimes the kind acts that we did, we may not see the full afterflow or ongoing effect from our actions, and sometimes these small actions make a big difference. So there was one near-death experience in which the lady was shown, she was in a supermarket queue one day, and the lady in front didn't have enough money to pay for her few things, and it wasn't much. And it wasn't much money that was needed, so she put that money in, and the woman's like, "Oh, are you sure?" She said, "Yes." So apparently from that experience, this woman became someone that ran a food bank, and of course then was distributing to other people. So her small act of kindness made a big difference to this particular woman. And then she was shown one time that she was being a bit judgmental of someone. And it was a person that had had a very difficult life and decided to become a nurse because they wanted to give back. And so sometimes this lady had judged this other nurse, and she said, that's not so helpful to the person. So I guess when we learn about like the energy field and the grids and things, it's like people can printer wants to come to life. All right, that's a bit strange. Okay. So anyway, we have to remember that our thoughts and our actions do affect other people, and and even our intentions. So it's like important that we try and become neutral in situations, and sometimes we need help to do that. All right, third layer of the aura, leaking energy, age 16, to do with a male. All right, fifth layer of the aura, accumulation of like toxic energy, age 36, with a female. Layer 6, tear in the aura, age 46. Okay. All right, so the virtue of patience. How often do we get impatient with our children, partners, and work colleagues because they don't meet our expectations? We want them to change and change now. The reality of the situation is that change is actually required of the person being impatient. If we are impatient, then something needs to be cleared and the trigger deactivated. By clearing generational patterns and identifying the opportunity to shift our perception, patience becomes a natural state of being. All right, being patient, compassionate, and understanding is more effective in the long run. I'm patient with my body's recovery process. Okay. I guess it's the old saying, isn't it? You catch more bees with honey than vinegar. So it's like being kind and loving and a bit more understanding, not necessarily damaging your boundaries, but, allowing yourself to give that person a little bit more slack. All right, so what comes up next is radiant circuits. So radiant circuits are like these spare fuses, but they often connect to mother issues. Okay. It's okay for me to learn on the job, and I live within my healthy limits. So sometimes if we're living outside our limits, different fuses will blow. All right, healthy working relationships. All right, I have a healthy relationship with my life's purpose. I know my life's purpose. I'm fulfilling my life's purpose. This goes back to 4 months in utero and your own feelings. Okay. All right, I have a healthy working relationship with my work. So generational baggage again, birth dad's dad, and the women on that side of the family. I have a healthy working relationship with my saviour. And there's a beautiful picture of, they talk about a yoke. So yoke is like a wooden frame, I guess, and they put it over two oxen to help them pull the load together. And so this picture is of the Saviour in the yoke with you, and he's smiling at you, looking at you like he's happy to be yoked with you. He wants to help you pull the load. He wants you to do it. He wants you to be successful in doing it. It's like he's so happy when we ask for his help and when we accept his help and when we accept his atonement. All right, I have a healthy working relationship with my future. My future is safe. This goes back to age 6 and 20. I have a healthy working relationship with my resources. All right, age 17, something to do with your resources. Okay, so now I have a little discussion to have. The next Energy Works is in May, the 14th to the 16th, but I now have a family commitment on the 16th. So I either have to move it earlier day or do uh, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, or maybe change it to the following week. Anyway, thoughts if you're interested, if that's difficult for you. Anyway, and our next get together is the 7th of February, so not this Saturday, the following one. So you're welcome to come. We bring a plate, we hang out together, we clear some energy, we laugh, sometimes we cry. And it's a nice opportunity to hang out with like-minded people. And there is no cost. All right. So thank you for being on the call today. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and feelings. It really helps make a difference. Okay, so Jackie said I moved out of home. Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's tune in. Any parts of your body that are still complaining, anything that you have a last minute feeling about or you want to mention? All right, Jackie says 7th of February get together. Yep. Thank you for your great work and connection. Yeah, thank you for participating. I can't do it on my own. All right. Grateful to you, grateful for your courage and how you overcome the difficulties and the setbacks in your life, because as you do that, you give the rest of us courage. So thank you. Thank you for who you are and thank you for all that you're doing. Anyway, sending you a big kiss and a hug. I hope your day goes well. Bye. Oh, thanks, Narelle.